Breaking at the top of the hour, an update to a months-old murder case. A Northern Virginia family's au pair now charged in their deaths. The latest on a Montgomery County officer who lost use of his legs after being run down by a drunk driver.
Stretch your dollar on prescriptions. Where to save away from the pharmacy as prices stay high.
Then we're breaking down new surveillance video capturing the moment a group is robbed at gunpoint in the district. Protesting for peace on Capitol Hill. More on what this crowd was asking for. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Breaking right now, a twist in the presumed murders of two Northern Virginia residents from back in February. One of the family's au pair, who police say placed the initial 911 calls, has been now charged with murder. She's been identified as 23-year-old Juliana Perez Magalhaes. On February 24th, Reston police were called to a home on Stablebrook Way in Reston. They found 37-year-old Christine Banfield with stab wounds. She later died at a hospital. 39-year-old Joseph Ryan dead from gunshot wounds. Police say that Magalhaes had called police along with Banfield's husband. Now police have charged Magalhaes with second-degree murder for Ryan's death, and they're still investigating to determine who stabbed Christine Banfield. Now Magalhaes is being held without bond. Our Haley Milan is working to learn more, and she'll have an update coming up on DC News Now at 4. Right now, a Montgomery County police sergeant is in critical condition after being hit by a car. This is a story we first brought you yesterday morning as breaking news. Police say that the officer lost both of his legs after a driver hit him going more than 100 miles per hour on I-270. It happened while Sergeant Patrick Kep was trying to stop a 19-year-old driver. Montgomery County police say that Frederick Mayorga swerved toward Kep and hit him intentionally. Sergeant Kep arrested Mayorga a few months ago on the same road. He was going 136 in a 55-mile-per-hour zone.
This is what he does. He does this intentionally to bait officers into chasing him, as if this is some sort of a video game.
Court records show that Mayorga has faced dozens of previous traffic charges. He's now charged with attempted first-degree murder. He's expected in court today. Kep is now being named a public service hero, and officials say that Sergeant Patrick Kep received several awards for impaired driving prevention and enforcement. We've also learned that Kep spends extra time as a high school and college football referee.
You have somebody out there that embodies to protect and serve, that's trying to protect us from dangers and is harmed in that way. That's frustrating.
Kep, who lost the use of both of his legs, is still recovering. A teenager charged with attempted murder in Prince George's County stood briefly before a judge today. Kadeen Dominique Holland, also known as Baby K, is accused of attacking and trying to kill another teenager on a school bus back in May. This image is from police video of the incident. In court today, Holland's attorney argued that the courtroom should be closed due to his age. However, Holland is currently charged as an adult and is being held in an adult detention center. The judge continued the case to November 2nd to give the attorneys time to prepare for their arguments. Taking a look outside, a beautiful sunny Thursday early afternoon, but a chilly start for people in parts of the DMV. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us now with the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, a little chilly earlier today.
No question, Mark. Yeah, we saw that chill across especially some of our western counties out there. D.C. near I-95, not quite as cold, but we're thankful either way, no matter where you're at, for things warming up here this afternoon. Here is how cold it was very early this morning. Again, look at some of those numbers out toward the Shenandoah Valley. 34 degrees is how cold it got in Winchester, 33 in Martinsburg, just barely above that freezing mark, and plenty of 30s as well across northern Virginia west of I-95. But there you have D.C. not as cold at 49 with that low temperature earlier this morning. So yeah, folks, we really did feel that chill because all of the cloud cover yesterday that was around, it cleared out of here. So with that clear sky last night, it definitely got rather cold, but now we're seeing the opposite effect, things warming up nicely into the 50s and 60s for the most part across the entire DMV, with some of our warmer temperatures back across D.C., southern Maryland. Look at Lexington Park there, nearing 70 degrees already. And we will continue to see those temperatures rise as long as we have a good amount of sunshine. But it's not totally clear, folks. Clouds are already increasing across western Maryland into West Virginia, out toward the next approaching storm system that does arrive here starting tomorrow. And that's when we will see some rainfall, some wind, changes to the forecast heading into the weekend. So we'll get a little more time with this sunshine as temperatures do make a run towards 70 degrees for many of us, the warmest day thus far this week. But right as we hit those peak temperatures, those clouds will continue to increase, and we are looking at a gray, overcast sky heading into your Thursday night. Now, when it comes to that rainfall out there on Friday, when should you expect the soggiest conditions to occur, and how breezy is it going to get in this upcoming weekend? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. It's not often that we get such a clear view of violent crime committed in the DMV. New surveillance video shows that 4 suspects robbing a group of people at the wharf. And police say that they were armed and demanded property from the victims. Investigators say that this happened Monday night outside of Philip Chow. Investigators say that the 4-door car pulled up in front of the restaurant, and then that's when the suspects jumped out with guns. The incident's concerning folks who live and work in the area.
To see something so up front and in one of these nice neighborhoods, it's scary, for sure.
They've just come out of a restaurant, they're just standing there, they're getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden this happens. I don't really have an answer for that.
A reward of up to $10,000 is being offered to anyone who has information that leads to an arrest. Well, DC News Now did reach out to the restaurant for comment. They tell us that in a statement, quote, "The safety of our staff and guests is our greatest priority, and we are working with the Metropolitan Police Department to aid in any way we can in this ongoing investigation." President Joe Biden is back in the district this afternoon after his visit to the Middle East yesterday, and he urged people in Israel to not be consumed by rage as the war continues. The president compared the war to the Holocaust, and he promised the U.S. would not stand by like it did decades ago. However, he is asking people not to seek revenge and dismiss the suffering of people in Palestine who are not part of Hamas.
After 9/11, we were enraged in the United States. While we sought justice and got justice, we also made mistakes. Palestinian people are suffering greatly as well.
According to the reports from the Middle East, more than 5,000 people have been killed in both Israel and Gaza. President Biden's trip to Israel came on the heels of an attack at a Gaza hospital that killed an estimated 500 people and injured hundreds more. Yesterday, U.S. intelligence officials told lawmakers that Israel is likely not responsible for the attack. They instead pointed the blame at Palestinian militants. The director of the National Intelligence also said that there's no evidence that Iran ordered or knew about the plan for the initial attack nearly 2 weeks ago. Well, community members are joining together to discuss the future of RFK Stadium. The meeting was hosted by the Friends of Kingman Park. Our Mayor Cobone was in attendance to hear what they're looking for.
In a packed house, neighbors cheered at the idea of no new stadium at the RFK site.
Well, I don't want to see another stadium.
The stadium makes me nervous.
Wednesday night, a few hundred people turned out to a meeting held by the Friends of Kingman Park. The group discussing the future of RFK and a recent community survey, which found 67% of participants do not want to see a new football stadium.
I'm not in favor of the stadium.
Adrienne Wright says her mom lives nearby. She worries a new stadium will displace her.
What happened to her and where we could relocate her if this would happen.
I don't think it's enough room for the type of stadium that they're envisioning.
Daryl Graham wants to see something everyone can enjoy.
Green space, maybe swimming pools, tennis courts.
Others want housing.
There are people that, families of 4, that there aren't enough housing, affordable housing units in the city, and here's an opportunity.
These are not either or.
Still, Mayor Muriel Bowser says the space, which includes 174 acres of asphalt right now, can fit a variety of development there together.
Our first and most pressing task is to get control of the land and make sure that we can create a plan that we can fund to transform it for the residents of the District of Columbia.
Well, they say third time's the charm. Lawmakers in the House will be holding another vote today to elect a new speaker. This comes after Ohio Representative Jim Jordan came up short again. Things are looking bleak for Jordan, who lost 2 more supporters during the second round of voting yesterday. 22 Republicans opposed electing Jordan, and we're going to hear more from our Capitol Hill correspondent. That's coming up after the break.